Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you guys a tutorial on how to edit like precise no plugins. Now a quick disclaimer before the video starts. I have a free edit pack coming out soon with tons of plugins and no plugins presets for every style that you could possibly think of. So I would definitely recommend staying tuned and getting ready to check that out. Alright, now to start the video, all I've done here is just put in the song, mark some of the beats that are important, and then I just put some basic swoosh sound effects and some shotgun sound effects lined up with the beats where they're applicable. And realistically, that's all you really need to do before you start this tutorial. So now, once you have that done, I have these four main beats here. So this beat to this beat is going to be the first cinematic. This beat to this beat is going to be the second one. And then here to here will be that edge detect plus ident. So just to start off, we're going to start with our cinematic. Drag that in as so, and make sure you have a nice cinematic like that. Now after that, it's a bit loud. Okay, I'll make that like 11. Okay. Now once you have that, you should add an adjustment clip like so, because Precise has like a little bit of a zoom thing. So to emulate that, I'm just gonna add an adjustment clip. Mine is 20 frames. That should be sufficient. Now go into Fusion and then go to the drive, go under cinematic text and grab that text to zoom preset, put that in, and make sure that your keyframes are perfectly like aligned like that. Alright, so now you have that nice little zoom that Precise has. After that, he adds text, so go ahead and go into effects, grab a Fusion composition, and then cut that just like so. Now go into Fusion. Your screen should be black. And then go ahead and grab the text.setting preset. Connect the time stretcher node to the media out. And then now you should have the text. You can replace it to whatever you want to say here. And just make sure to go under keyframes that if you under Gaussian blur here, this first Gaussian blur is lined up at the start and then goes a little bit in. And the last one is lined up at the end. It has to be at the end. That's for it to look good. Alright, now that you have that, you can go ahead and I have a light leak that I normally use, so I'm just going to paste that in. It's literally just a normal light leak like this. And you can, I don't think I have the file with, like saved, but what you can do is just look up a light leak on Google and then just throw it in. I just faded it in approximately 20-ish frames on each side, like so, so it'll be like this. So now you can go ahead and grab that second cinematic over here. Oh, yep, over here, and Alright, so once you have that cinematic in, I'm just gonna unlink it because the placement here got messed up. Alright, so grab that cinematic, put it in. And yeah, so what you want to do is just line it up like so. And then you can just copy and paste this zoom effect again. Same thing with the fusion composition that has a text. You can expand it. But since you expanded, that means that see how the blur is messed up and it just doesn't fade out properly. You go into Fusion, keyframes, expand, and then you can see over here that these aren't lined up properly, so you just want to drag them to the end like so. And you can also go ahead and change the text to your client. And now your text is almost done. All you have to do is just go ahead and drag in this last adjustment clip here overhead, top of the light leak. Cut it over both your texts. Go into Fusion, and then go ahead and then grab the text tilt shake setting. And there should be no keyframes on it because it doesn't need to be keyframed, and you can see how your screen tilts. Alright, now your text is done. Now what you want to do is grab your clip that you're going to use next. So I'm just going to go and copy and paste it from here because I don't remember where it is in the media pool, if I'm being honest. So this is the clip. So I'm just going to come over here. And for me, I'm just going to fully reset it so that way I can teach you guys how to do the velocity. So if you go under retime controls, I can just click reset clip and then boom, now that's reset. So just mark over here that beat that the kill is going to be on. So for me, that's right here, like so. You can extend it out, so you should have this. And it should go into the next clip like that. Alright, now what you can do is the edge detect part is generally slower, so you can go to retime controls, add a speed point, change this part to 50%, and then come over here and just shorten it a bunch and then line that up like so. Okay, yep, like that. And then extend this part back out. So now you have this kind of slow effect over here. And to do the edge detect, all you have to do is come with an adjustment clip over that slow part, like so. Go into Fusion and go ahead and then go under the other folder and then grab the ident edge detect setting. It's kind of big, so just throw that in. And then there you go. That's that. So now after that, you can go ahead and then grab the ident. Let me see if I can actually find it in here. Let's see, there we go, precise ident. So if you look at mine, it doesn't fit perfectly. So I'm just gonna go over here to where it cuts out, like that. Come under retime curve. I'm gonna zoom in so I can see all the options here. Click retime speed, uncheck retime frame. And then come over here. And then just go ahead and then pull up to shorten it perfectly as so. I'm gonna shorten it just a tad bit more. Something just like that. It's perfect. Almost actually. And that's perfect. There you go. Now you can just click this over here to close it. And now you can't see under it, so that means that we need to key out the background. Come under Fusion, type in delta here, and then change these two colors to black or whatever. If it's green for you, it depends on what your background is. You can just change the color of the background, or you can use this tool over here. Alright, so now we have the ident. It's perfect. Now what I'd like to do is generally come over to here and grab a solid color. Just put it over the end just to fade it out nicely. Then fade this like that. So it just fades to black, like so. It's perfect. And then I add a adjustment clip over here. Make it a few frames long, like so. Cut it, and then go ahead and then add in the after ident shake setting. It's just a little thing to make it look nice, like so. And that looks nice. Alright, so now we have the edge tech part done. So now we need velocity. Alright, so I just use my standard velocity, which is retime controls. Add a speed point on the kill, 8 frames forward. So that's 8 frames forward, add a speed point. Now go back to the kill and 8 frames back. And then from that, you go 5 frames back again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a speed point. Zoom in. First area, make it 50%. Next area, 200, and the last area, 400%. And then click on this over here, and then pull it such that this last speed point lines up with the kill. And then make this over here 50%. Then I just close that up like so. So now that's a nice velocity that I have right there. And then for sound effects, you can just come here, cut the clip. Let me actually get rid of this here. Cut the clip just like so. You can just blend the audio like this. Blend it like this. But okay, do it a little bit more like this so that it kind of gets rid of the audio like right before the kill. So it's like a nice little effect like that. Just makes it more sharp, and then you can go ahead and add a reverb on it. I use these settings. You can pause the video and copy them down. That sounds pretty good. Alright, so now that the velocity is done, if you want to close out of it, you can just come here and click the X. So you don't have to see that. Okay. You just cut the clip over here, where this song ends, and then cut it like right here where it starts again on the audio track. So like this, and then just export this little clip here. So this little clip right here, you just want to export it. Okay. So then once you export it, you want to mask it. Now I'm not going to show you guys how to mask it because that's going to take a long time. So what I'm just going to do is go over here and then grab the mask I already made. Over here. Okay, where did that go? Wow, it went far up. Okay. Alright, so this is the effect that's on it. I'm just going to delete it for the video right now. Alright, so this is the mask, as you can see. Now, obviously, it's not lined up, so once I line that up, it's you see it's perfect pretty much. So mask lines up perfectly on the clip. So what I did is I faded in the mask a little bit, but right now we're not going to need it. So put it off to the side because what we're going to do is add an adjustment clip here right under, actually a few frames out. So it should be a few frames behind this point here, so that way you can just like nicely fade it in like that. And then you want to go into Fusion for that, and then go under the folder that says Skin Glow. You can go ahead and then grab the Skin Glow BG setting. It's the background. And that will make your background look like that. So I think that looks pretty good. It might be a little dark actually. So to adjust that, you can come here and add some. You can come to the color curves, and then just slightly easing that up a little bit, like so. And then just move this point back a little bit. It depends on the colors of your clip, so that's a little bit better. Then now after that, you're going to want to pull your mask over it. I faded this in about 8 frames, so you should do that too. Then duplicate the mask again, so you have 2 layers of the mask. Now, on the bottom layer, you'll go into Fusion, and then add skin glow bottom. Go ahead and connect that up, and you should get this like weird thing like this. And then on the top, go into Fusion. Oh, okay, so this one added on the bottom. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly do this. Now on the top, go into Fusion, and then add skin glow top. It's just two things. It's pretty light, like so. And then now you have this nice, clean, precise skin glow. Now, go ahead and select both these two, and then move them up one layer. So that way you have this like little gap in between, because what you want to do is go ahead and then grab an overlay. It's called the precise overlay background. It's just an image. Go ahead and cut that. Obviously faded in 8 frames. That was 7. Let's make it 8. And from the very beginning, zoom it in to like maybe like 1.2, like so. So it's kind of zoomed in. Then you're going to want to, at the beginning, keyframe the position, like so. And then at the end, make it come over like this, maybe 145, and then up to like maybe like 81. So it'll have some movement to it, as you can see, which is kind of nice. Now come into Fusion on the PNG. Go ahead and grab that particles.setting, like so. And then go ahead and then add a delta keyer, just to get rid of that black background, like that. Then now you'll have those nice particles, like so. And if you feel like the particles are too big, you can just come into Fusion and then come to the X glow and then really turn that gain down, like that, and then you'll have much nicer looking particles. Alright, so now all you want to do is go ahead and then add an adjustment clip on top, like so. Actually, I would extend this out a little bit, like maybe 6 frames. So then that way you can come into Fusion and then go ahead and then add the tilt. It's just a transform, it's pretty simple. Now you can make sure that's keyframed properly, so like so, if you just like look at this and just like scrub through it, it just kind of like tilts like this into the skin glow. Now I think the 6 frames might have been a little bit drastic, so I'm gonna make sure it's only 2 frames out like that, so you'll have a little bit of camera movement before. Then go ahead and then add an adjustment clip over here, like so. And then you're gonna duplicate that part once more, so you should have 2 of those clips. Disable the top one, and the bottom one, go into Fusion, and then go ahead and then add that pinch dot setting. It's just a dent node. Come to keyframes. As you see, it's kind of like this, so you can just take this and then drag it like so. So it'll pinch in like that. And then on the top one, enable that, come into Fusion, and then go ahead and then add that pre-shake dot setting. It's just an aggressive camera shake, like that. Then just come here and then make sure that it lines up at the end. Alright, so now you have that portion of the skin glow completed. You can go ahead and then come over to the impact, and the impact is very simple. Just go ahead and add an adjustment clip, cut it, and then come to Fusion. Go ahead and then go to impacts, and then add the main warp dot setting. Alright, so now go ahead and just reconnect them. And that really does look like Precise's impact. It looks really nice. Alright, so now after that, what you want to do is come over here, and then I'm just gonna go and add in the rest of the clips just right now by copying them in. For you, the velocity for everything should still remain the same. There shouldn't be any differences, so you should just be able to use the same velocity that I used on the last clip. So I'm just gonna copy those in like so, if they'll copy in. Interesting. They're not copying in, so copy. Let me try it this way. It might be better. There we go. So now these should be, I should be able to line these up like so. And right here, actually, I'm going to extend this out as well as this. So I have a nice, this is just perfect like this, as you can see. Same velocity. I just use some normal transitions that you can find under video settings over here. And if you're wondering what these two transitions are, this one is called non-additive dissolve right here, and then this one over here in the end that I put in is called a blur dissolve, and it's right here. Alright, so now that you have that done, you need a transition between these two clips. Now the transition I made is a little bit hard to put into a preset, so I made a new project file for it. It's called Insane Precise Transition PF. It is in the drive, and it should be under the transitions thing. It's a .drp file. You can just open it, and the DaVinci will open it for you. So if you see here, you scroll up a little bit on the video 3 track, you can just copy these clips in, and then go ahead and then go back to yours. So Control C, come back to your project, and then go ahead and then come over here, and then hit Control V to paste them. And then what you're gonna do is, where you see this over here, this like middle piece over here, that's where you're gonna want to paste it over this impact. So it should be like, it should look like this. If I like slowly go through it, and then you see that nice little transition right there. So that's how you should do it. Line up the clips exactly like that. So now that that transition's done, I'm actually going to use the exact same one over here on this clip. So once again, just copy and paste it over. Leave a space underneath for the impact. Now, we only have a few more things left in this tutorial to do, so that's just going to be the beat shakes over here. Just cut the clip like this. I'm going to put a marker somewhere around here, so that way I have a part before and a part after for the zoom in, because the beat shake has a little bit of a zoom on it. So if you go over to the other, there should be a beat shake dot setting. Connect that up, and you might need to adjust the keyframes to come into keyframes. As you can see here, the keyframes are a bit weird, so just go ahead and highlight them all. And this center line right here should be lined up with your marker, precisely like that. So you can see how that works. It looks pretty nice. I'm just going to copy and paste that over here again, because 2 beats, 2 beat shakes. Now what I'm going to do here is grab another adjustment clip. I need a pre-shake, so maybe if I can just make it like maybe this long about. That's not too long, it's about like 30-ish frames. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that right here. Go ahead, open Infusion, go ahead and then come over to the build-ups and then grab that pre-shake dot setting. And then you're going to want to connect those up like so. And then once again, go ahead and then grab those keyframes, all of them, and line them up exactly like this. So this last one's going to line up over here, and then these can start over here. As you see, it looks pretty good. Alright, so now that you have that done, you're going to want to add your impact. So another clip, like so. Cut that right here, right underneath the transition, and open Infusion page. Now this should just be a simple, under the impacts, it should be the flicker impact. Just go ahead and put that in. You see that nice flicker impact right there, exactly like precise. Now I'm just going to copy this exact same thing again over here because I use the exact same thing again. So just line them up like so. And this part kind of goes into the next clip, so I can just cut that off a little bit. If you want, you can readjust the keyframes, but it probably doesn't matter because it looks pretty good anyways. And then this last one over here, it's almost the exact same thing. You can just copy and paste them over again. The only thing that I changed here is if you just come into Fusion, on the impact, I just deleted all of this. And then I added the glow impact instead. And that also looks pretty good, I think. So if you watch that over here, I don't have my render cache on, but as you see, it looks pretty nice. Alright, and then at the end, all I did was, I'll actually just show you how you do it right now. Drag this out, and then go ahead and then curve the audio like this. Cut it right here on the end. Add a little bit of a dissolve, make it like 22-ish frames. Add some reverb on it. And then go ahead, come over to the audio section, go to equalizer, click band 1 and band 4, and then click the 4 and drag that back where it says about 730 hertz. So if you listen to that, it's like nice and quiet. If it's too quiet, you can drag it back and make the frequency higher on number 4. And if it's too loud, you can make it really quiet by dragging it closer to the 1. It depends on your song, so I'm going to make mine like 1K. Alright, so now that's essentially the whole tutorial on how to edit like Precise with no plugins. If you guys want more tutorials or anything, just comment below and then I'll try to respond to them and try and make those tutorials. Alright, thanks so much for watching, and just a reminder, stay tuned for that free edit pack coming up with all the presets in my project files.